Hello and welcome viewers. Today we will study the practical part of essay writing. We will study how to write essay with the help of 8 easy steps that we have already studied in the previous video. Those who are new and don't know about those 8 easy steps, they will see the description box. The link has been given there. You may also participate in the exercise along with the video as it moves ahead. Please keep your pen and notepad ready with yourself. Let's move to the first step. The first step is subject. As it says that you have to think over it. So you will think over the subject which is given in the question or you find it anywhere. Please consider every word and every phase of the subject clearly and thoroughly. Here, for an example, look at the subject which is given on the board, country life versus town life. Here two lives are given for consideration, country life and town life. Both are pitched against each other. It expects from you to consider both the aspects clearly and give your arguments, think over it very clearly, also express your choice, an informed choice. So the nature of this subject makes this topic an argumentative topic which expects from you clear and logical analysis of the subject. Moving ahead to the second step, which is note down the points. As you have considered the topic very clearly and you have done a lot of mental work, so you are getting more and more ideas in your brain. What you have to do in this step is that you have to note down all those points on your notepad without bothering about the order of the points. Please note down the points in the forms of words and phrases. Don't use the sentences because they require a lot of space. When we think about country life, we'll think about greenery, trees, farms, cattle. We also think about the farmers and villagers who are living there, who are innocent. We'll note them as points. When we think about town life, we think about tall buildings, cars, roads, and other type of vehicles, trains, aeroplanes, etc. We also think about factories, jobs, money. The people working in the factories are earning money. We also think about rich and smart people who are well dressed in the town. When we think about such people living in towns, we also think about the people living in villages who are earning less income, who are poor in comparison with the town people. Also, there's a less job opportunity, so no jobs. We also think about cinemas, schools, and hospitals in town life. But there are things which are negative too, like the town life is very busy, now the life is very fast over there, and also there's stress, also a bit of selfishness, so we'll note those points. In a town life, the pollution and unhealthiness of the situation is also a factor, we'll note them as points. And when we think about country life, there rest, peace, slow and lazy type of words come to our head, we'll note them as points. So we see that the points here are not in order, but they are there, and we have given them numbers for the sake of convenience for the future use. In the third step, what we have to do is to put the points into groups under suitable headings. In the second step, we collected the points, but they are mixed up and unclassified. On a closer look, we will find that some points are talking about the country life, some points are talking about the town life. On a much closer look, we will find that there are subclasses also in those two classes. Some points which are talking about the country life, they are talking about sometimes about the positive sides, like the advantages of country life. Sometimes some points talk about the disadvantages. The same is true about the town life too. Some points talk about the advantages, some points talk about the disadvantages of a town life. classified these points in 4 headings according to the points, according to the themes. I have used for my own convenience 4 signs like plus, minus, circle and a minus under circle. So I find that the first, second and the 10th point, which have been marked with the plus signs, are talking about the advantages of a country life. And the 6th point, which is marked with the minus sign, is talking about the disadvantages of a country life. And the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th and 8th point, which are marked with circle. This 3rd, 4th, 5th, 7th points are talking about the advantages of a town life. And the 8th and 9th point are talking about the disadvantages of a town life. So accordingly, I have put these points under 4 suitable headings, and the headings are advantages of a country life, the first heading. The second heading is disadvantages of a country life. The third heading is advantages of a town life, and the 4th heading is disadvantages of a town life. In the 4th step, we have to arrange the headings in an outline. Here we will decide the order of the headings, which heading will be used first, which will follow that. We know that the start and the end of an essay are very important. The start is called introduction and the end is called conclusion. So these two, introduction and conclusion, will be added to the priorly collected those 4 headings, and so we will have 6 headings in all. Here we will also decide how many paragraphs will be written under one heading. So these paragraphs will be decided by the points that we have seen in the previous steps. We see that in an introduction, which is the first heading here, in an introduction, 1 paragraph will be used. The paragraph should be short, it should be arresting, it should introduce the topic. Also, the second heading will be advantages of a country life. Here we are using 3 paragraphs because 3 points are there and they will be used as themes, and themes will decide the paragraphs. So there are 3 paragraphs in the second heading. In the third heading, disadvantages of a country life, we are using 1 paragraph because there is 1 point. If we find it convenient and if we find it needful, so we will add more paragraphs too. In the 4th heading, advantages of a town life, we are using 5 paragraphs because there are 5 points. Disadvantages of a town life is the 5th heading, and we are using 2 paragraphs for that. And in the 6th heading, we are writing the conclusion, and for that we will use 1 paragraph. So in all, we are using 13 paragraphs. So here we have decided the outline of the essay. We have a very clear idea what we are going to write in our essay. Now we will move to the next step.